Chapter 13. The First Battle, Losing the Army's Heart. The sudden appearance of the Emperor's grandson was like a waterfall falling down, dousing all of Gao Xianzi's prestige and splendor. The 800,000 soldiers suddenly stared at Gao Xianzi without expression, as if they wanted Gao Xianzi to give a statement. On top of the marshal's platform, all the people were in different states of mind at the moment. Prince Song's face did not know whether he was happy or sad. Lin Chong's eyes were bloodshot. Gao Xianzi's eyes were wide open. But even though the crowd was shocked by the arrival of the Imperial Sun was getting closer and closer to the marshal's platform. "You, who are you?" Gao Xianzi asked with glaring eyes. "It's me, Marshal Gao. I'm Song Jiangxi. Quickly help me arrest the mountain bandits that are coming after me. I want to kill them. I want them to die. I almost won't see my father again," Song Jiangxi shouted in a wretched manner. "Really, child? Gao Dashuai arranged everything to save Niar. I just acted with Gao Dashuai to fool those fools. Father, you didn't know. Ha ha ha. Looks like Marshal Gao didn't tell you," Song Jiangxi shouted excitedly at once. Hiss 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 hiss. In all directions, there were sounds of generals huffing and puffing. Marshal Gao had single-handedly arranged this, acted out a play, just fooling those fools. Song Jiangxi himself didn't even realize that his every sentence, even every word, was like a sharp knife, constantly inserting itself into the hearts of 800,000 generals. "We are just fools. Gao Xianzi just put on a show for us, lying to us and sending us to our deaths. What Guhai's conspiracy? Gao Xianzi lied to us. How can that ancient sea be so exaggeratedly powerful? Isn't it? This Imperial Sun is the best proof. Kill the grandson and give us justice. That's bullshit. The Emperor's decree will punish those who humiliate military personnel." In everyone's heart took root in an instant and quickly grew into a huge tree. Song Jiangxi's words were even more heartbreaking. "Sinful son, shut up." Prince Song immediately let out a loud shout. Prince Song also saw the gazes of the generals. Their eyes were actually slowly covered in hatred. "I want to go home. I want to go home and see. I want to go home and look around too. Fuck. I want to go back. No more fighting, beating the living daylights out of us for his Song family. But they're harming our families in the back and calling us stupid when they're done." The 800,000 generals began to stir, and for a moment, it was as if boiling water began to slowly boil. There was a buzzing. At this moment, the one who was most upset was Lin Chong. "We can even give up our lives for you. Is this how you treat us, Marshal?" That day my family's tragedy hadn't even been heard. The bad news came from 15 brothers' homes. You let me solve it in order to keep the Imperial grandson, so that the brothers couldn't open their mouths. You let me kill these 15 brothers, Lin Chong bellowed. Wow. At once, the 800,000 strong army was once again in an uproar. Originally, listening to the words of Wang Tai's son, there were still some people who questioned it. However, Lin Chong was different. Lin Chong was the marshal's close confidant, so close that he would speak to Lin Chong about all the arrangements. "Marshal is going to kill me that day. Let Lord Lin kill us. Marshal, where is my family? You said you gave them to Guhai to capture them. But what's going on here? Why did you kill us? We sold our lives for you and you're killing us." The 15 generals immediately shrieked, "Lin Chong, shut up." Gao Xianzi's face changed as he drank. "Shut up. Then tell me, what's going on with Song Jiangxi? Didn't you say you wanted to kill him for the sake of justice? Didn't you say you wanted to kill him to avenge Xiao Dai? Didn't you say that?" "Woo!" Lin Chong cried in hatred. "Song Jiangxi was not saved by me. It was Guhai. Guhai saved. Lin Chong, calm down. This is all a Guhai conspiracy." Gao Xianzi screamed with a bitter face. Fast. Her own movements were not faster than Guhai's conspiracy after all. Not even a meal's worth of effort for himself. a meal's worth of effort too late. Gao Xionzi's heart was sad. Gu Hai's ploy came too intensive, too much too fast, time and again piercing the most vulnerable part of the human heart. Gao Xionzi understands that it is Gu Hai's plot. But how can Lin Chong believe it? Song Zhengxi is the best proof. Enough. What a bullshit Gu Hai conspiracy. Lin Chong roared with sadness and hatred. I'm already back, and Lin Chong and the others are useless. Oh. Song Zhengxi let out a loud shout. It was as if a fire salary had ignited a petrol barrel. Boom, the 800,000 strong army burst into a roar, completely exploding. Drawing his long sword, he instantly killed towards Gao Xionzi and a group of Lin Chong's subordinates on the marshal's platform. At this moment, were also on the verge of erupting, and with Lin Chong's strike, they immediately drew their long swords. Kill, rumble. The martial stage was suddenly in chaos. Protect the marshal. Kill. The entire military camp had boiled over. Chaos reigned supreme, and the generals were no longer obedient. No one listened to the orders from above anymore, bickering, and some even muddled through and began to loot the barracks warehouses. For a while, the entire barracks was in chaos. There were those who wanted to kill Gao Xionzi, and those who wanted to protect Gao Xionzi. There were those who wanted to kill the crown prince, and those who wanted to protect the crown prince. Even Song Zhengxi was surrounded by chaos. The 800,000 strong army has collapsed in one fell swoop. Those who packed their bags and went home quickly. Those who looted the barracks and hacked each other to death. It was chaos. Just at this moment, a 50,000 strong army came running from Hudian Pass. The leader of the army was no one else but the new king of Chen, Chen Liangyi. Riding next to Chen Liangyi was Chen Chongqun. Ti. Just now a firework went up to the sky. It was a signal from the mountain bandits that the marshal said to let the 50,000 troops immediately storm the Song army camp. Why did you have to come out personally? Chen Chongqun frowned. And Gao Xionzi is still in the camp. Isn't this going to send death? Chen Chongqun frowned. I believe father. Chen Liangyi frowned. Alas, forget it. I'll do my best to protect you when the time comes. Don't be like your father. You'll be too far away from me when the time comes. It'll be too late to save you, Chen Chongqun said. Chen Liangyi nodded. At the same time, he shouted, Generals, you all saw it. This group of Song troops are vicious. Even if we surrender to them, they are going to behead us. They don't give us a chance to live at all. You all saw it, Chen Liangyi shouted. The faces of the running generals were aghast. The marshal has sent his men to inquire clearly. The Song army has ordered a full-scale massacre. As they break the Hudian Pass, your parents and sons will be killed. Your wives and daughters will be slaves. Your family properties. All of them will be divided up by them. And you all know the news from the front line. 600,000 generals of my Chen army have been pitted against each other. Do you guys still have any luck? Chen Liangyi shouted. No, the crowd of generals said with red eyes. For the sake of our families, follow me to kill. May the heavens have mercy on us. We will fight and kill to be able to exchange for our parents' peace. To exchange for our wives and children to live. And exchange our deaths for our families' lives. Anyway, we will all die. If we lose, we will die. If we surrender, we will die. Why don't we follow me and exchange our lives for our lives? Kill. Chen Liangyi shouted. Kill. The 50,000 generals let out a loud shout, rumble. The generals bypassed a hill and instantly killed the Song army camp. Chen Liangyi, however, was thrilled. All troops, kill with me. Chen Liangyi let out a loud shout. Boom. 50,000 Chen troops, like the scythe of the god of death, quickly rushed into the rabble camp, where the spoils were unevenly divided. Enemy attack, enemy attack, enemy attack. Whole army to meet the enemy. Someone shouted. However, at this moment, the hearts of the Song generals were already wild, so they didn't give a shit about the whole army welcoming the enemy. They grabbed the stuff and ran. Wow, at once, the war turned weird. It turns out, the Song army is not good. Tiger Prison Pass, Gukin holding the city railing. I shot in the distance, 10 miles away. Smoke and fire in the sky, separated by a distant 10 miles, can be heard bursts of tragic sounds coming from the general. Come on people, Gukin said in a deep voice. Several ancient mansion retainers respectfully said. Immediately fly pigeons to send letters to the major cities of Chen. Send letters to the four sides. Gao Xianzi defeated. 800,000 army all destroyed. Gao Xianzi life and death is unknown. Some of the deserters will be fleeing back to the various cities and towns. Pass the order to the various ancient family shops to spread the news. Encourage the people. Beheading all the parties to guard the city of the Song army garrison. Kill a bounty of gold. Kill 10 bounty of the Jennifer. There are grudges. There are revenge. 600,000 was killed by the pit of the Chen army. The royal family of the kingdom of Chen, and all the strongmen to share equally. More work, more gain, in their own doorsteps, to build a career. Gukin said in a deep voice. Yes. The crowd of Gu Mansion retainers respectfully said. The 800,000 strong army was like a lost dog, completely collapsing at this moment in an unbearable manner. The 50,000 Chen troops were like heavenly soldiers, invincible wherever they went. One side was ready to die, and the other side had no desire to fight. The war, almost no suspense anymore. Gao Xianzi and Prince Song, escorted by a group of close friends, escaped the disaster. However, Gao Xianzi was chopped open by Lin Chong on his arm, and his blood flowed numerous times. However, at this moment, the pain in his arm was secondary, and the pain in Gao Xianzi's heart was only more intense when he escaped the military disaster, rested under a hill, and looked at the woeful Song army in the distance. Is it finished? What now? Prince Song also said in despair. However, it can still be regrouped. It's just what? I can regather the military's heart in the fastest time possible. It's just that, I'm worried that Gu Hai is faster than me. He might be even faster, Gao Xianzi said bitterly and incomparably. A few days later, the shopping center, the city where the Song army was stationed in the past. At the moment, there was a part of the Song army staying here. However, just a few moments ago, news suddenly came out from some shops. Gao Xianzi was defeated, and his army of 800,000 was routed by 1,000 miles. Gao Xianzi is dead or alive. The Song army has lost. When the news came out, many of the people of the mall were confused. There were also news that came out encouraging the recapture of the city. The local magnates and people have shown their bewilderment. Some time ago, the day-to-day celebrations of fireworks and firecrackers had long ago buried a bitter hatred in the hearts of the people who had died, the top pillar of their families. The city's remaining Song troops also found that during this period of time, the people look at their own gaze is a little different, not so fearful before, as if no longer cover up the exposure of a trace of hatred of the eyes. Only, no definite news came. Even if the people and the magnates had the greatest hatred and desire, none of them dared to come forward. But just then, the first batch of deserters returned. Defeated, all defeated. 800 million Song troops, a defeat of 1,000 miles. After the first deserter told the results of the battle on the front line, the hearts of the merchants and magnates instantly came alive. The Song army was defeated, so Chen would be able to return to its former self. Gao Xianzi was alive or dead. Then who could still hold off Gu Hai? Sooner or later, won't them all return to Chen? An equal share of the city with the Chen kingdom's royal family. There was silence all night, desire, hatred after brewing for a night. Early in the morning of the next day, with the first shout of murder, it immediately ignited the entire mall. You killed my father. I'll kill you too. Return my husband, brother, My brother has avenged you. You killed my son, and you want to celebrate with fireworks. I'm going to skin you all even if my bones fall apart. There weren't many Song troops left in the mall. Led by the magnates, the people's crowd. The reward and hatred together drove them. A war of the people's oceans opened. Not only the mall, the 18 captured cities of Chen, at this moment, also staged this scene of gruesome abuse. The Song troops that stayed behind simply could not stop this boundless hatred and boundless desire. Kill, 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 chaos, 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 a piece of chaos. A few days later, King Sect, in the middle of a large hall. Sovereign King and Sovereign Songjia stood on either side with their respective disciples. The beautiful young girl in men's clothing stood at the main seat in the main north with Master, Liunian and 3 subordinates. In front of her stood the disciples from Chen Chonchen and the Songa sect. Respectfully, they were in the middle of reporting to the young girl. 3 months? No, not even 3 months. Song's 800,000 strong army. A defeat. Gao Xianzi even fled in distress. Half of Chen's cities have been recovered. This only took 3 months. Master Liu Nian revealed a stunned expression. Yes, Chen Chonchen said excitedly. On the other hand, the other Song armor sect disciple was disheveled. And at the moment, Gu Hai's board above, horizontal and vertical, already each 30 lines. Every additional line, the board has countless more variables, but Gu Hai was born with 22 more lines. Everything seemed so bizarre. Moreover, Gu Hai had always played chess with himself, never letting anyone participate. Righteous father. It's done. Ha ha ha. Gao Xianzi was defeated and lost his military spirit. It's not that easy to regroup his military spirit, Gu Han said with a smile. The plan to exterminate Song, the first battle, is considered complete. Gu Hai landed a white stone and said, yes, the first battle lost the heart of the army. Next is the second battle. Gu Han stared at Gu Hai.